Hi, it's December 1st and I completely forgot to do anything to prepare for the holiday season. So let's try to make an attempt. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Kel, the world's worst YouTuber. Today, I'm going to make an attempt to announce what I normally do every year around Christmas time on my channel. Most of the people that are subscribed to me have migrated over here from my TikTok channel, and sometimes that's just not what we do here. It has become sort of an annual tradition on this channel that every December we try to at least upload something that is Christmas and holiday themed. The first year, which was 2017, we had this harebrained idea that they were going to do The first year that we were uploading, which was 2017, we had this harebrained idea that we were going to try and do a 12 Days of Christmas, and that failed miserably, seeing as how there are only 2 of those videos left. That's because we tried to cram too much in a short amount of time, and most of those videos wound up being terrible. And I mean terrible. The year after that, which would have been 2018, we uploaded 2. One was a satirical conspiracy theory suggesting that Santa Claus is a Time Lord, and then a little bit after Christmas, I think it was like a couple of days after New Year's, we uploaded the holiday Hangover, which was very similar to the Halloween Hangover, just Christmas and holiday themed skits. Then in 2019, we took it up to a whole new level, and we put out the most productive Christmas season on this channel that we had still to this day. There was a total of 8 videos that we put up that year, ranging everything from tasting Christmas snacks, making a gingerbread castle, taking Christmas quizzes, and we even tried to redo a couple of the ones that we wound up taking down from a couple of years before that we deemed were too terrible to stain our channel. Then last year was a really rough year for us just in general because we were going through a lot of stuff, there were a lot of ups and downs, and we just weren't able to commit to uploading consistency. And unfortunately, we weren't able to really upload much of anything, but we were able to commit to another Christmas snacks video. And that really stuck with me. That really stung because now I've gone 2 years without being able to have the time to upload anything for Halloween. And now, last year I only had 1 Christmas video put up. This year, I intend to change that. And honestly, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. Frankly, I have nothing prepared, but you know what? What I can do is promise that every video that I upload this month, which will be more than 1, however many that might be, is going to be Christmas and holiday themed. Why am I doing that? Because I want to, and I want to recapture some of those warm, fuzzy feelings that have been lost to me in the last couple of years. Unfortunately, since I have been at this channel for 4 years now, and most of you come from more recent times migrating over from my TikTok channel, I don't really have a way to properly express how much time and effort and energy and blood and sweat and tears that I have poured into this channel, and honestly, I'm not ready to let it go. So hopefully with this, I will get back into the swing of uploading to YouTube and creating YouTube content, because honestly, I never meant to become a TikToker. I was just having fun. So now that TikTok isn't exactly fun anymore, I want to come back to YouTube and see if there's something that I can make stick this time. And since the missing element has been fun, and these Christmas videos have always been fun for me, I hope that I can get some of that passion back. And with this, I also hope to introduce you guys to some of the stuff that I have done in the past on my channel before I even knew that TikTok was a thing. When I started uploading to YouTube, TikTok was still Musical.ly. God, I feel old. I feel like I just dated myself. Now I want to invite you to come with me in this video to look over some of the stuff that I have done before in the past and maybe talk about it, maybe just relive some of the nostalgia, but hopefully something will catch your attention and you'll have an idea of sort of what might be coming up on the channel for this holiday season. Alright, here we are at my channel, Just Jaquel. Holy shit, I'm seeing 341 subscribers, and I just want to take a minute to thank every single person who has subscribed to the channel. A year ago, I never thought I would be at this point. Like, I tried so hard to get so far, and I didn't think it would get anywhere. So thank you again. It's just really nice seeing that many subscribers when I was so few for so long. Thank you again. Now, getting back to the point. Just to Kill, the channel that this video is on, the channel that you were watching this video from. We have to go back to the beginning of the channel. Here is the very first video, the Halloween special part 1 and 2. Let's go to the Christmas snacks. Now, I'm not going to spend time on every single video, but this one seems interesting because I haven't watched it in a while and I just want to take the time to recognize how far I have come.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my 12 Days of Christmas. Today I'm going to give you a food tasting. Don't worry, it's not going to be outside like this. I just decided to have a cigarette and give you the intro because I can't be too loud inside because my future stepfather-in-law...
Breathe! Breathe, motherfucker! Oh. I just love that the Wizard of Oz effect coming out. Just darkness in the background is just a face coming until giving you the introduction to the video.
Yeah, that's not a mouthful. Is sleeping, so I just wanted to give you the intro while I had nothing else to do, and there was nothing but my face to greet you. So, we're doing a food tasting. I went to Target and did a complete haul of some of their holiday candy and crap, so we're gonna give it a try, alright? Alright, let's get on to it.
I intend on doing that again this year. It's just Thursday, and payday isn't until tomorrow. But I cannot go a year without uploading a Christmas snacks video, and this was the first one.
So, as promised, I have a big bag of shit from Target.
Big bag of shit.
Just as a
oh my god, I was blonde.
I'm not popular nearly enough to be sponsored by any of these things. I just grabbed it, melted.
I also want to take the time to recognize transition goals. For those of you who weren't already starkly aware, I am a trans femme, non-binary person. This is 4 years ago. That's not the same person. I'm really happy for that. Because, like, I just look like a completely different person. And it's really nice
chocolate with
seeing
naturally
how far I've come.
Mini bark. This is just a Target brand thing, so...
Ooh, hang on. Where is it? There we go.
A lot. Definitely starting to taste a lot more like Christmas. Next up is the Ghirardelli chocolate square, the peppermint bark.
I didn't even think about it because before I started recording, I went to Starbucks earlier, but this is my own coffee that's in this cup, because why dirty dishes when I have to? And since I wanted to somehow replicate the peppermint mocha flavor, this one's got peppermint bark with the white chocolate, one's milk chocolate and one is dark chocolate that coats the bottom. So I put 2 of those, oh my god, I put 2 of those motherfuckers in here, and if we watch that, fuck you too for falling. If we watch this segment,
like seriously, there's probably only 1 or 2 in here.
Basically, it feels like things kind of came full circle.
Because it was only $1. So, you know, you can get a big bag of them for like $5. So there's probably only 1 or 2 in here.
This was like 12.
Oh, look, I'm surprised. There's 2. There wasn't going to be 3.
There wasn't going to be 3.
It's so goddamn expensive.
I still stand by that. Mine's broke. You know, I gotta admit, there's also a little bit of a comfort in going back over my old content publicly. That way I can sort of like critique it, go over it with you guys, and just go down memory lane with everybody. That always feels good to me. Like, going back and seeing my old videos and reliving the good feelings and how it felt good to actually be filming. And also, I can talk shit on my own videos and nobody will give a damn. Ghirardelli Peppermint Dark? Oh yeah. Ooh, see that? Got the nice little Ghirardelli stamp. Is it Ghirardelli or Ghirardelli? Whatever. I'll call it whatever the hell I want to call it. My ex in the background correcting me. By the end of this, my mouth is just going to taste like peppermint. Like that's all I'm going to taste. Just chocolate and peppermint. There's something about holidays where people think that peppermint is the ultimate holiday flavor. So just to give it that extra oomph, stores will line everything with peppermint just to let you know it's fucking Christmas time. It actually tastes like peppermint. Like that's white chocolate there. So it's got a different bit of a flavor. Okay, I think I'm done with this one. I'm going to go ahead and move on. Real quick, before I do, I want to mention this one real quick. This is the thumbnail that we're going to find for it. And this...
Don't care which.
This was a really fun little... wound up being a two-part conspiracy theory. The first one is a conspiracy theory that Santa Claus is Satan. And then as I'm wrapping that up, I jump back in for a second conspiracy theory where Santa Claus could be one and the same as Krampus, where Krampus is the dark side of Santa Claus. And if I need to give the disclaimer, it is satirical. It is not supposed to be taken seriously. It is satirical. That's it. But I gave my best Matt Pat impersonation, and it was just supposed to be fun. That's it. Don't take it seriously. Alright, now I'm going to scroll on down, and we can sort of see what I did between that time and that time. Because we're coming up to this section. Now, it wasn't necessarily... I need to collect my thoughts. I went through a dark period. See, God, that's going to be way too much context. Basically, I went through a really dark time in my life, and starting with this video, that sort of is reflected. And this whole period, I will call the dark era? I don't know. Or maybe this is the dark period. Either way, this is going from Halloween until New Year's. And I had a lot more videos that I uploaded because I was working on a project. Then I decided to scrap the project because I took those videos down. But half of these are really dark and spooky, and then this half feels very Christmassy. So I didn't even think about including the orc log in the Christmas collection, because the orc logs are supposed to be general channel updates where I'm sitting down and I'm catching up with everybody, maybe talking about some stuff, but the first two were really painful and they really dragged on. This one's 25 minutes long, this one's 22 minutes, and the idea was just to make content where I could sit down and feel more like a personal one-on-one with the viewer, where I'm just talking. This one's not Christmassy. However, the ones that were made specifically for the Christmas season was Santa Claus is a Time Lord. Now, I'm going to give you a heads up. The Santa Claus is a Time Lord, the volume is really quiet because I didn't realize how quietly I was talking, because when I was filming it, my kid was in his bedroom taking a nap. And this is 2 years ago. So this one was really supposed to start off the Christmas season. I guess I didn't do a food Christmas snacks video this year, because everything I did was focusing on this. The holiday hangover. Now, this is the video that I'm probably going to spend the most time talking about, because I put more effort into this video than any other video that I did. It's 27.5 minutes long. Now, for context, this was being filmed during the holiday season, and during the Halloween season, I had made the Halloween Hangover, and this was supposed to be like a spiritual sequel to that. And it was really inspired by like the ASDF movies where it's a skit and then you flip the channel and it moves on to the next channel. So there are some skits, there are a couple of like recurring TV shows because you cycled back through it. For those of you who are as old as me, you know what it feels like to flip through the channels and then get back to where you started. And I was really trying to capture that energy because it's supposed to be, it's Halloween or it's the holidays and you're hungover, so you're getting your final crash course the day after, flipping through all of the stuff that's now the reruns. So that's really where I was trying to come from with that. Now, with this video, I was able to go back to the 12 Days of Christmas videos that I did 2 years before this, and I sort of like scrapped and salvaged some of the good bits and threw them in. And then there are a couple little nods to the Halloween Hangover because there's sort of like, I sort of like did a bit where I cosplayed as Papa Emeritus III from the band Ghost. So there's a little cameo of Papa Emeritus in this one, but if you haven't seen the Halloween Hangover, it's not really going to make a whole lot of sense. Also, there's a character that I had created called Chaz Splasberry, who I reprised the role of Chaz Splasberry for a Christmas baking competition. Woo! God, all of it's coming back to me. Chaz Splasberry's Christmas baking competition featuring my ex, because we were together at the time. It was supposed to be its own video. It was supposed to be its own Christmas special, and I had this idea where I was going to have our friends come over and they were going to judge, but no matter what I did, there was just something that constantly got in the way. I couldn't find somebody to help film, and even when they did, something just got in the way every single time. So I just wound up scrapping that whole idea, and the idea of turning it into a holiday hangover, and therefore salvaging bits of other scrapped videos, is sort of what went into the holiday hangover. So now that I've blathered on this much to talk about what this video actually is, let's take a second and talk about it just for a little bit. Talk about it. We already talked about it. We're going to watch it. All right, let's do this. Holidays are over. Time to take her down. God, the little mouth noise. I apologize in advance because, one, I'm autistic. Two, I was on Adderall at the time, so I wound up developing this mouth stim. So a lot of times you'll hear this, and I could not help it. And I would like scrap whole videos because I would just start doing it, and I didn't even realize it. Oh, ew, my dead name. Oh well. Wow! It's almost a shame. You see all of that weight loss? That's what Adderall did to me. Well, here we go. Sit! Yeah! I still have that sword.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Another thing that I tried doing with this was, previously in this channel I have 3 different videos that were coffee creamer tastings. So I threw a coffee creamer tasting in here that just kind of cycled back around. But I filmed the entire goddamn thing. The entire tasting, but I only used like a whole 1.5 minutes of footage when I had 30 minutes of footage that went into this thing. And there are some other characters from, what was it? Looking Like a Rock Star, where I did this little dumb skit at the end where I was supposed to be a washed up rock star just talking shit to his manager. So that character, Blondie Licks, former guitarist of the Crimson Lips, makes a cameo in this also. Review. Since it's for the holiday hangover video, we're only going to do one today, and that is going to be the holiday. When I go shopping tomorrow, I need to find a Santa hat.
holiday sugar cookie. Wait, no, it's not. Marty, what the hell's going on here? This. Okay. It's gone. Because I know I bought it, so it's gone. Marty was the disembodied manager, and I wanted to have that sort of like this is a production that's falling apart start to seep through the cracks. I had a lot of ideas going into this. Oh. Drink it. Darren. Is that a cute way of trying to blame me? No, Darren, drink it. The project that I was talking about earlier in this video was the Darren project. I am the host of a DID system. Throughout high school, Dahlia was the host, but she identified by our birth name, which is now everybody's dead name. There was a host switch before Dahlia was aware of anybody other than me. So at this point, I had not realized there was a host switch. So I was identifying as dead name. So then the Darren project, what was supposed to be this, bringing Darren back. And I might make a video about that and what went into it at some point, just because I put so much time and effort into that project, which wound up getting scrapped. But then in the Halloween Hangover, Darren was a character who came up. So I'm referencing and referring to Darren in this as well, as if I was somebody else, because I thought Darren was an alter. I didn't realize that I was Darren. And since then, I have changed my name. I don't even know what to call myself some days, but for everybody else's concern, we are Jaquel. However, that's just really hilarious because, Darren, that's funny. Is that a cute way of blaming me? Okay, god damn it. Hindsight's 2020. Hindsight is 2020. Well, no point in getting mad at yourself. Oh my god! Even furthering the point. Oh my god. Okay, I think we kind of have... Oh, hang on.
Holiday special. Put your hands together for your host.
Do you see that? Do you see that tube TV? I've come a long way. I have come a long way. Holy shit. Me, Chess Raspberry.
I'm your host for today.
Oh, and there's Blondie Licks. So now that we have an idea for what the holiday hangover was, let's move on. If you liked this, I definitely recommend going and watching it or giving it a chance just because I put way too much time and effort on it. And if you guys are interested in... if you guys are interested in a deep dive going into this further, let me know, and I will happily just talk your guys' ear off about what went into this video behind the scenes. The holiday hangover felt sort of like a failure, so I didn't know what to do. The orc logs started taking a different turn, but you can really tell that I was going through a bad time. For those of you who don't know, it was after that, during this time in 2019, I started hearing voices. And now looking back, I have decided, come to the conclusion personally within myself, that what I was experiencing was somehow both a psychotic episode, hallucinations and delusions, as well as mixed in being some sort of spiritual experience as well. And I can't say it was one or the other because it was both. But I was in a bad place. This video sucks. This video is goofy and it's fun, but then there's this one, my beef with New Age spirituality. That hatred for New Age spirituality has continued on, but this is supposed to be about the Christmas videos. So moving on, this is still within the realm of the shit that took place and this whole stretch of orc logs. This one here is when there was a soft reboot because I needed to do something about it. So I decided to bury my nose into my YouTube channel and just
move on. Find something else to do. Quit focusing on what was going on in my head. So I just had did a second Halloween hangover. And then we fast forward to the Christmas videos. Now here we are at the 2019 Christmas videos. I started off wanting to doing much like what I'm doing now, trying to recapture that nice, warm, fuzzy feeling of the nice, good Christmas feelings. And when I say I like Christmas, it's not because I like Christmas. It's that for me, every year, Christmas has always been demonstrably a good thing, last year notwithstanding. So those good feelings, those warm, fuzzy feelings coming from a place of it's cold outside and it's warm inside, going out and seeing the Christmas lights, and just having an experience of Christmas in my own way has always been something good to me. So I wanted to do that again. So here we are with the Christmas Snacks 2019, sort of trying to relive and recapture what was fun about the original Christmas Snacks video. And at the same time, I also got a gingerbread castle that was Mario themed, and I put it together. This one's interesting. It was, which Christmas trivia is the one I'm thinking of? In the personally historic 12 Days of Christmas failure, I don't want to say it's a failure because that's really harsh, the flop that was the 12 Days of Christmas, my first year of uploading. I had done this thing where I was answering Christmas trivia questions. I had a rocking chair and I was sitting in the rocking chair and I had my ex who was reading off trivia questions. I just had this goofy character heavily inspired by Shane Dawson, because I was inspired by Shane Dawson at that time. Again, we canceled him. He's staying in the past. We don't support him here anymore. So I went back and I found the Christmas trivia questions that my ex was reading to me in that video, and I sort of redid it. And it was more or less a reaction style video, kind of like this one, where it's the picture-in-picture. And I had fun doing that just because I was able to redo it, and it felt like some of those videos weren't a loss. Getting in the Christmas spirit, the 2017 redo, it was the same thing, and I feel like I didn't really completely lose the effort that I put into making the original 12 Days of Christmas video by redoing a couple of them. Or with the holiday hangover, I was able to salvage pieces from the other videos and sort of make sure that they lived on in some way. So that's what I did with this. I recaptured the Christmas Snacks 2019, redid the Christmas trivia, redid the ways that I get into the Christmas spirit, which is demonstrably non-Christmassy things that get me into the Christmas spirit. And then I did a couple of videos where I went to BuzzFeed, Jaquel takes Christmas quizzes, and then Jaquel takes more Christmas quizzes, because I wanted content. And I had wound up just really enjoying sitting here and talking to my viewers like this, the way that I'm doing. This is really kind of my favorite thing to do, where I'm just sitting here talking about shit. So I really want to do that. I did it the first time. I had a lot of fun. So I did it again, and it was twice as long because I was just enjoying myself. But in the middle there, I did, in 2019, Psychostick had released a parody, which was a Christmas version of Rob Zombie's Dracula, and they called it Zombie Claus. So I reacted to that, and there's a little preface in there saying why Rob Zombie's Dracula was an important song to me, because without that song, I wouldn't have gotten into hard rock or heavy metal. So this one was definitely extra layers of nice and nostalgic for me that wasn't just Christmassy. Also, Psychostick has a history of releasing Christmas music and Christmas parodies around the Christmas season, and this was the one they did that year. I don't know if they did one last year, but I'm going to check if they have one this year, and if they do, I'm going to go ahead and react to it, because they also had this one, Psychostick's version of O Tannenbaum, that was in the style of Rammstein. Rammstein? I never knew how to pronounce their name properly. I didn't really get into them other than the hits that they put out. But it was really cool, and that one is obviously much shorter. So
I did 2 Psycho Stick reactions because they do really fun, goofy Christmas hard rock and heavy metal songs. So, moving on, need to fast forward before I get distracted again. Talking about my history, here's the Ouija board video. It wasn't that many videos ago that I did the Christmas Snacks 2020. This really sums up why I'm trying to do this again.
I'm going to finish off the video coming back to this point because I finished talking about all of my Christmas videos of the past. 2020 was a mess. It was a mess for everybody because that's when the panini started. But once the panini started, I wound up meeting my headmates, and I wound up spending the next several months in a completely dissociative funk, trying to get my feet on the ground and getting to a point where I could start making content again. And I have not reached that point. When I came to TikTok, it was me sort of not knowing where to go. After the Christmas Snacks video last year, my partner and I broke up. And we had been together for 8 years. So my life was put on hold because I needed to start taking care of, okay, what are we going to do now that we're broken up? We're going to separate our shit. And my life kind of got swept away in the process of that breakup. So not too long ago, when I made a video on TikTok saying that I needed to take care of myself, step away from making TikTok content, and that TikTok eventually became a trauma avoidance coping mechanism, that's what I'm talking about. I wound up focusing on TikTok than anything else, because at the end of the day, I love making content, but I wound up getting stuck in the niche category of demonology and demonolatry, and for the longest time I was talking a lot about Kemeticism and talking about witchcraft in general, because in the process of everything, I had already been practicing witchcraft in some form of spirituality, and then after the hallucinations and delusions episodes of 2019, I really was not able to really look back any longer. I was able to take a break, step away, but as soon as I started meeting my headmates, I was able to recognize, oh, I am also a medium and I can hear spirits. Basically, starting at the end of March of 2020, my life was forever changed once again. And it just really sucked because I had finally gotten into a ritual, a repertoire of actually being able to upload content, and that was snatched away again because life happens, and life doesn't really care about what you plan for yourself. Shit still happens anyway. Then December happened, and I could tell that my relationship didn't have much longer left. And instead of focusing on that, I was focusing on spiritual stuff. And at that time, I was working very closely with the Norse gods, because one of the first deities I started working with was Loki. So I had gotten familiar with Odin and Thor and a couple others. During that time, I realized that the Norse pantheon and the Norse energy, if you will, I don't know if that's actually how I want to put it, but for lack of better phrasing, the Norse gods have a very unique energy signature, if you will. And now working with the Norse gods also feels like Christmas. And then very recently, my life got thrown against the wall again. And once again, it was the Norse gods that sort of came to my spiritual rescue, if you will. And with the Norse gods, particularly Freya this time, Freya. I'm going to say Freya because everybody knows who I'm talking about when I say Freya. I say Freya, and my familiar, well, she's not my familiar, but my friend who was a gift to my current girlfriend from Freya. She comes up and gets in my business. Freya has recently taken over. That's her altar now. And I think it's interesting that I am now filming talking about Christmas, and she's the one that's in view. So now, the Norse gods come in, and that familiar feeling of Christmas. Because last year, my takeaway, my new Christmas feeling was the Norse path. And that's what it feels like to me is Christmas. And that was a good feeling. And I realized I don't want to let another year slide past me without feeling like I at least fucking tried. This channel for me has been a series of start and stop situations where I go full force and I upload very consistently, then my life gets thrown down a spiral and things go out of control and I'm not uploading anymore. That has been a very consistent. So all of my history on this channel has been me trying, even to the point where one of my earlier videos where I am doing an homage to internet comment etiquette, I wound up saying, you know what, I'm just going to roll the clip.
You know what? No. It's about time I made something of myself. It's about time I actually did something and put myself out there. Don't you think it's about time that I showed the world what I'm capable of? I'm a fucking loser, a nobody, and this platform helps push me, helps me demonstrate all of my skills at once, albeit usually with different videos, but I can get myself out there. So you know what? I'm going for it. I'm gonna do it. So what if I wind up looking like a pandering asshole? You know what some people call that? Ingenuity. Because I'm tired of this. I'm tired of going nowhere with my life. Don't you think it's about time that I owed that to myself? So what if I get shitposted and trolled? What if I crash and burn? At least I can say that I tried. At least I can say I went down swinging and that I tried. I fucking tried!
Last year I went down swinging and I fucking tried. I fucking tried. And I have been on my ass for too long and I want to get back up and I want to try again. And every year that I have actually taken the time to commit to making these Christmas videos, it winds up being a fresh start. And I'm not ready to let this channel go. So that's really what the bigger picture of these Christmas videos that I'm about to do are all about. And even so, I still keep winding up with situations where it's the 2nd. I started filming yesterday on the 1st, and it's probably not going up until tomorrow, the 3rd. Or hell, it might not even be going up until the 4th. I don't know. What I do know is I'm not ready to let this channel go. And making Christmas videos, how many or how few there are, have always been a really good feeling for me. And I feel like that's the takeaway. Is it? I don't know what the takeaway is. The takeaway is I'm not done. And I'm going to keep on swinging, and I'm going to keep on trying. Because at this point, it's all I really know how to do. Wow, that wound up being a lot deeper than I really intended it to be. With that being said, we are going to do our goddamnedest to get into the holiday feeling. I know I'm going to make a Christmas snacks video at some point because that's one of my favorites to do every single year that I have done it. I know I'm going to at least make a valiant attempt to do a couple of reaction videos. There's a couple that Psycho Stick has done that I think would be really cool to react to. And I don't know. If you guys let me know what you would like to see, and I will see what I can do to make it happen. And on that note, that's where we depart. I'll put a couple of playlists at the end of this video so that way you can get into the holiday seasons from the past on this channel if you are interested. If any of this caught your interest, I want to make it easier for you to go ahead and check out those videos. Until next time, much love. Peace out. Namaste and goodbye. Yes, that was also stolen from Shane Dawson. Do I need to stop doing that too? If it was stolen, I don't know. Is that fair use at this point? Take care, much love, and goodbye.